Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of gold and silver. We're going to dive in here, look at the dollar, 10-year yield, precious metals, and then the companies themselves. One thing I want to kind of talk about real quick is the question everyone should be asking is, are the trends still in place? And that's what you have to answer. If the trend's still in place, then we have buying opportunities. If the trends are not in place, if it is a deflationary collapse of some sort, then we would have to run for cover. But the reason I don't think it is I'll go through some of these charts. I'll go through the 10-year yield, and that's really what I'm depending on is the 10-year yield. We would see a dive in the 10-year yield. So I think that this is just a kind of a normal pullback. And it's a buying opportunity. That's the way that I view it. But we'll go in through, I'll give you my comments and opinions on here, my financial opinion, and we'll go through this. So the US dollar index, it is continuing to go higher. Remember, we can still have inflation, massive inflation. This is just relative strength. And the relative strength right now is the dollars outperforming other currencies. So what this is basically telling us is that this is a worldwide phenomena. Everywhere is having inflation. And in those market conditions where home prices are going up everywhere, Australia, Canada, United States, wherever it is, it's a worldwide phenomenon. We have too much money chasing too few goods. I would think that precious metals would be a very good spot to be. But remember, the powers that be don't want you to be in precious metals. Precious metals are a way to signal to the markets that a problem exists, and they don't want problems to exist. So, I mean, just keep that in mind. The 10-year yield's dropping a little bit today. It's nothing like massive. We've been in this large uptrend with yields trending higher. Now, nothing goes up straight. Nothing goes up straight. Things cycle up and down, and we were in an up cycle here. We're getting a little bit of a pullback. If we go to the daily charts, these are daily candlesticks here. Yeah, we've got a couple day pullback in the yields, and this doesn't look that weak. It still looks to me like this wants to go higher. And remember, yields are highly correlated with the price of oil. So oil and yields are directly correlated. Think of inflation and oil being correlated as well. But I know we're talking about gold and silver here. So we've got gold here. Gold is pulling back. We are breaking through this support line. Does that mean it's completely done and out and we should be selling our gold? No, I'm not. I don't think so. At least I'm not going to. You guys can do whatever you want, but I'm not selling my gold. I'm not selling my silver. And in fact, as weird as it sounds, I bought another ounce of platinum. I'm cost averaging in slowly. We've got silver here, a little wick at the bottom. It is breaking through its support area. It is coming back down. Could we see a bounce here? Yes, we can. We very well could see a bounce sometime soon. Kind of backed out a little too far there. This is it. We've gotten a breakout of this big downtrend line. We've broken out. We had a little bit of pause here, and now we're pulling back. We could be getting a return move, maybe even down as low as $22 an ounce. Now, the question again is, has the trend been broken on the big picture view? And my answer and opinion is no. The trend isn't broken here. It's still in an uptrend fashion. We are still making higher highs and higher lows after this monster breakout of 2020. So this is a return move. It is a buying opportunity, in my opinion. And platinum is the same way. We are coming back down. We could come all the way back to the upper 700s if things get hairy enough in this. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to do anything different. This is still the cheapest asset. We still have a potential hydrogen economy in front of us. We still have higher loadings of platinum in catalytic converters for hybrid vehicles. We are still going to make ever more hybrid vehicles than electric vehicles over the next 5 to 10 years. So all the fundamentals are in place. We just have to be patient. And the path here may lead us to a better buying opportunity. XAU to gold ratio, yeah, this thing got launched lower here recently, right at that resistance area. We launched lower here. So now what we're looking for is a higher low. We want to be higher than this low here. And that's what we're looking for. And we could be turning around here right now. We do have hammer candlestick patterns where this launched lower. It launched lower. It opened down. It came down, and then the people bought it back up. This is going to reverse in the short term, in my opinion, higher. But I don't know if we're going to do one of these kind of bounces like that. We're going to have to see. I always buy these little bounces. I just put a little bit in. I sprinkle. And then if it bounces, where it bounces back up, contracts, and comes back over and bounces again somewhere in this general vicinity, then I buy again. Remember, we don't know the path. The ultimate goal here is to accumulate shares so long that the trend is intact. And I think the trend is still intact. We're just getting hit. This is a retest move here. Again, we are still above the pattern. We're getting buying support in EXK on the bottom here, so that looks good. FSM's another one's getting some buying support. We are back. Sometimes these pull up and they come all the way back down, and then you get support right where they began. So that one looks good. SILJ, another one that's been sold off but still above the big pattern, still looks okay. GDX is pulling on back. It is still above the big breakout of this pattern. Still looks good. This is a return retest move. MMNGF selling off a little bit more. This is a junior mining company. This carries far more risk, and it's selling off like it carries far more risk. Koya Resources also selling off. It does have the hammer pattern. It is finding support down here, kind of right about where it's at. Discovery Silver selling off, but it is a hammer pattern for a potential reversal pattern to move up. And we'll have to monitor if this actually rotates up with some good buying pressure. Again, I don't know the path, but I think it's a good spot down here for a lot of these companies. Newmont coming back down to a support level, still looking quite good actually on the long-term perspective. We have not broken this major trend line. Mag Silver, another one that's been pulling back here. Again, we're going to try to find support right where it's at. It's got a little hammer pattern going on. AUY pulling on back. Impact Silver getting larger pullback. We'll see if this support line holds down there. AAGFF, another one that's right at support. Arcana Gold selling off. Again, we've got support right underneath it, about 14 cents. That would probably be a good spot to look. PLG selling off some today. Sabini Stillwater selling off today. I don't see support right around there yet. Sandstorm Gold, another one that's finding support kind of right where it's at. It got some buying pressure up today. It was still a down day. It gapped lower to where this opening price is, sold off, hit the support, and then got bought back up. This is a reversal candlestick to potentially head higher next trading session or two. Franco-Nevada, another one. It sold off, gapped lower, and it was getting bought back up throughout the day. EMX selling off. That's got a little bit more of a stronger closing. We'll see where that one heads tomorrow. Teuton Resources still inside of its channel. Wheaton Precious Metals, another one that sold off, but momentum throughout the day picked up for the buyers to pick up and buy it a little bit. Gold Royalty finding that wick at the bottom, so some buyers came in towards the end of the day. Same with Metalla Royalty. We've had a lot of downside momentum. We'll see what this thing does on a bounce, if we get that bounce tomorrow. Mavericks Metals, another one, still looking good above the support. Royal Gold selling off a little bit. This one's been ultra strong, though. It still looks fine. Yeah, it's coming down a little bit, but Cisco Gold Royalty right at support. We'll see if that support holds and if it pushes it back up tomorrow. And then Altius Minerals, another one that's got that hammer pattern, which is in a little bit different commodity group. But overall, guys, I mean, you have to focus on the trends. Is the trend still in place? And if the answer is yes, then this is a buying opportunity. And that's what I think it is. That's what I think. Why do I think it is that? Because we have the housing starts that are still pumping out homes. They are still above average. We have not gone below the average home builds. That is inflationary. It's money coming into the system. Inflation is what's driving this mix. Now, remember, we're talking about big trends. We're not talking about short-term movements in the market. This was news related. It was news related to the 0.5 basis point hike. And then everything kind of just said, you know what, we're selling. Boom. And it was like triggering selling pressure across everything. So when I look at this, I don't think that it's a new trend that's in place. I don't think anything's changed. I don't see people going off and just completely selling off copper in relationship to gold, because we're looking at the copper to gold ratio to see if that's completely blowing out to the downside. I don't see people running to bonds in mass. That's still in an uptrend, and it's still quite strong. We have the Federal Reserve raising interest rates, which is bullish for the stuff that we're in. So I'm going to ride this trend until the trend is done. I don't think the trend is done. So that's where my thought is. So I view this as a buying opportunity, and I have the ones that I like. I'm going to share those on the Finding Value website Platinum membership on there. I'll share them today on the ones that I think that are good purchases right now and what I would be buying and what I have purchased. Now, I've purchased some platinum, physical platinum. I have done that. Obviously, I'll disclose that, but there's also some companies that I think look pretty good for a little bit of cost averaging in. Remember, the goal is to accumulate shares on pullbacks and hold the rips. And unrealized gains are going to fluctuate, but that's not the end goal. The end goal is to sell towards the top of the end of this. In the middle, we're not going to have higher highs the entire time. We're going to have higher highs, higher lows in our accounts, higher high, higher low. We're going to get these pullbacks and drawdowns. And sometimes the drawdowns are fast and drastic. And you know what? That's just what the market is doing. I can't control the market. You can't control the market. We can only control what we know given the information today, and we have to make the best of it. That's all we can do and all we can control. And we can control our emotions. Our emotions are, we need to lock this down. We got to see if we're above the patterns. We have to see if the trends are still in place. And if the trends are still in place, it's a buying opportunity. All right, guys. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.